What's going on, guys? Keoden here, and today's video is going to be all about 7 mods that I use in conjunction with each other that helped me go from medium graphics all the way up to ultra graphics. I will be leaving links down below in the video description for all these mods. So yeah, first things first, it looks a lot nicer. While I'm recording, I get about 30 to 36 frames per second or so. It's usually a lot better when I'm not recording, which is a lot better, of course. Let's get into doing the mods. So let me switch over to my desktop and we'll get started and start talking about them. Alright, so the first mod we're going to be taking a look at is called Paramount FPS and fixes Galore. This does a few things. Fixes spell effects, bronze and shiny skin, difference between brightness of candlelight spells in first and third person, duplicate texture in Whiterun is fixed, which was consuming VRAM, fixed hair specularity, which caused hair to look overly bright and shiny, which is compatible with hair mods, fixed weird glow of torch flame which caused it to look like a paintbrush, which I never had an issue with that, but it optimizes the LOD, optimizes the body model space normal maps of males and females, but it says it's incompatible with CBBE, but I'm using it with CBBE and I'm having no problems. Resize floor textures, resize raindrop textures, and resize snowflake textures. It also removes a bunch of stuff. Remove Bethesda logo from main menu. Of course, I already have that in my INI files. Remove blurry snowflakes, removes clouds. I'm actually using a different mod that adds my clouds back in though, even though I have this activated. Removes dungeon dust, flying aspen leaves, flying pine needles, fog and mist, interior dust, land and underwater rocks, overhead dripping water, rumble sounds in dungeons and whatnot, shrubs and thickets, small ice flows, smoke, underwater grass, and useless plants. That is all just from one mod too, which is pretty cool. The next one we're going to be taking a look at is called Paramount Epitome. This one, it does a couple of things. Ooh, why am I lagging up here? Removes torches from all guards, it increases performance and reduces light flickering issues, which is pretty cool. This one also removes all radial blur from kill cams, death cams, etc. It also increases performance. Removes the ugly tint, which gets implemented upon the use of an absorb spell. Removes glowing edges of player and characters when they're using spells like healing and flame cloak. It actually adds missing vampire gauntlets to the outfits and inventories of vampires. Removes a bunch of stuff, really. Fixes the activation triggers of display cases. Animals no longer have the ability to report crimes. As you can see, these mods, not only do they help out with your performance, but they also get rid of other mods that you'd be using, because there was other mods that did that too, like Narc. Narc did no animals report crimes. You can get rid of that and just replace it with this, which is pretty cool. Crime detection radius, enemy chase distance is reduced. That sidestepping that NPCs do when you shoot them with an arrow to just move out the way, that's gone. Torches illuminate more area, fires bright. This one gets rid of the spin dance, so you can get rid of that other mod that does that too. So that's 2 ESP slots that you get just from this mod already. Disable the Wizard's Dual Quest. There's actually a module with this feature and I'm using that one. Smelting Tanning now levels the smithing skill. Now some of these aren't for FPS on this particular mod, but as you can see it's really cool. NPCs no longer randomly greet you. That gets rid of another mod as well. There's another mod that did that I used to use, but now I just use this one. Followers back up greater distance when bumped into. The player character and NPCs now blink, which is a pretty cool little thing there. All vanilla merchants not already set as essential have been set to protected, which is pretty cool. When you make a skill legendary, it now resets to 30 instead of 15. Fixed a bug with the follower hunting bow. By default, all followers use their hunting bow rather than the bow you give them. Now you can actually have them use the bow that you give them. All ores and ingots now weigh 3 instead of 1. I'm not sure if I like that, but it's okay. Weight of leather changed from 2 to 1, so that's cool. Lockpicks can be crafted in bundles of 25. Rewards for bounties have gone up. Increase the price of renting a room from 10 to 45 gold. Raise carriage prices. Bounty for Murder is now 10,000 gold. So some of these features you may not want on your game, but I like them. They're pretty cool. And bounties for all these things are 5 times higher as well, which is alright. If you're sneaky enough, you don't get caught from doing stuff anyways. But that's all that this mod does. It does quite a few things. Mainly I wanted it for the radial blur and all that, and the torches from all the guards, which seems to help out a lot with my FPS. The next mod is called Platoon Performance Mods. Now this mod does a few things as well. It removes different foliage from the game. It removes different trees from the games and moved different lighting effects. This one doesn't do too many, but with all these mods put together, I've gone up in my frame rate quite a bit. I used to struggle on medium, but now I'm on ultra. Then we have the next mod, which is Skyrim Project Optimization. Basically, this mod makes it to where if you use highly demanding mods like Realistic Lighting Overhaul, ELFX, or ENBs, then this mod is for you, because it will give you some FPS boost depending on your hardware. Even if you're not using any demanding mod or just playing the vanilla game, this mod will improve your performance, it says. In other words, this mod is a must if you want better performance in interiors for free, which is nice. And the last actual mod that I'm using... Alright, so this mod, SK-PFA Project, is Skyrim Performance For All. It's a project that collects performance tweaks and expands them to the DLC and some of the most popular mods. I'm not sure exactly what this one does, but I tried it out in conjunction with all these other ones that I just showed you, and it seems to work very, very well, all in all. So, last but not least, we have 2 other mods. Alright, so this mod, BethINI, is a pretty cool little program that helps you configure your INI files without having to actually open them up yourselves and mess with things. Very easy to use, very easy to install and use. I'm actually going to show you my settings that I use, that I like to use, and I already have them open right here. Now in the basic tab, I have my anti-aliasing and anisotropic filtering set to none. But there's a reason for that. I actually hit Ultra on my preset and then turned those off and turned off my VSync. In my General tab, this is how my General tab is, pretty basic. Gameplay, remove borders, always run by default. NPCs use ammo, and I like to disable the combat dialogue. Interface, just the basic stuff here. The detail, as you can see, my decal quantity and texture quality are on Ultra. I have depth of field disabled, and there's a reason for that. Disable precipitation and gore. I left the decals and precise lighting. Even with the gore disabled, I'm using a different blood mod, so it still shows up and everything. But I don't like my water reflecting stuff, so I have that turned off, and it doesn't really matter with my resolution for my reflection. My shadow resolution is at 4096, and it's not too bad. My view distance, here's what my view distance are set up as. They're pretty much just all on the basic ultra settings with just these things that I had turned off myself pretty much. Alright, so that's that. I haven't changed anything, so... And the very last one that we're going to be taking a look at is called The Elder Scrolls Reloaded. Now, you'll need a username and password to be able to log into this site, but, you know, it's very easy to do. You can set it up pretty fast. This does a couple of things, actually. No performance loss. It's compatible with EN Boost, which is another thing to use if you want to use it. It's got pretty cool water shaders, but the main reason why I like it is for the effects that it does. You can change, you can have ambient occlusion with it, coloring, depth of field, and the depth of field from it is so much better than the Dynavision depth of field. I don't know why people like it. God Ray, cinematic effect, vignetting effect, I have both of those turned off, which I'll be showing you my settings for those as well. Bloom glow effect based on location. I'm not really a big fan of bloom, so I have that turned off. SMAA, water on lens, blood on lens. I have both of those turned off because I have different mods that are better than those. Motion blur. I'm not a big fan of the motion blur. I have that turned off in mine. And I don't have the low health and fatigue stamina thing. I do have the sharpening effect on though. I'll show you my exact settings for these. So you can change your FOV here. There is a camera mode that is better than any camera mode that I have even ever used. Better than enhanced camera, better than joy of perspective. The main reason why I like this is because if you use this in any custom weapons, you don't have to worry about getting any mods that let you do the first person animations for those weapons. You can just automatically use them. Like animated armory, for example. There are mods to give you the first person rapier and halberd animations and whatnot, but nothing for the quarterstaffs. Well, if I'm using this mod instead, I don't have to have those mods, and I have the first person quarterstaff animations as well, which is not bad. Shadow mode, which increases the textures of the shadows that are close to you, which is pretty nice. I have my water shaders turned on, and these are the actual effects that I have turned on. The ambient occlusion is, of course, is on for me. I have coloring on, depth of field, god rays, sharpening, underwater, and volumetric fog. Those are all the ones that I actually have on at the moment. And yeah, it's not bad. I like it. But yeah, those are the settings for that. These 7 mods got me from medium to ultra graphics, and that's awesome because I was having issues with my game on medium graphics before I had all these installed, and I had to have the shadows off in the overworld to even be able to get like 30 frames per second. But yeah, that's pretty much it. These 7 mods increased my performance 100-fold. So I think I'm gonna end this video right here. If this mod list helped you out in any way, leave a like, leave a comment down below, maybe even consider subscribing. Lately I haven't been posting very many videos, but I'm planning on getting back into doing a lot of Skyrim videos. So if you're interested in watching any of my Skyrim videos, stick around, subscribe. You may like what you see. But anyways, I'm gonna cut this video here, so all you guys have a good one, and take it easy. I'll see you next time.